The strangest things happen sometime when you start to give out a certain type of energy. You know what I mean? It's a way how things can become infectious. And let me give people a little bit of the light. I'm here. For those that don't know, I'm your man Mel Mel, and this live stream may or may not be for you. But consider this: it's that late night energy. You know, I couldn't let it go. I won't be long. You know, lonely prepper. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, sir. I don't want to drop my camera. You know, then it gets all crazy in here. But I appreciate you for coming in, lonely state prepper, lonely state prepper, lonely prepper. Sorry about that. I don't know why I say the lonely state prepper. I got so many other thoughts on my mind. Thank you for that. Hopefully my levels are good. Hopefully you can see me. Hopefully you can see the steam. You know. But Grim Reaper gave me the YouTuber Grim Reaper, not the real Grim Reaper, gave me that energy last night. You know, had me reminiscing about the live streams and the days and the times and the things that we did. So this is just for a few minutes, and I'll be on here for a few minutes more. Who knows? But I miss those days. And I appreciate the two thumbs ups. This is not for the likes. This is not for this is not for the views. This is just for that energy, that late night energy. I missed it. Just talking to Grim Reaper last night and Rebel Stay Sorry and whatnot on Grim Reaper's channel. I might have to throw the link in the comments below, after this live stream and whatnot. Let people check out Grim Reaper and stuff like that. But yeah, it was good. It was just good to, connect and catch up with, cool people, folks that, got stuff going on and whatnot, that are very influential and positive folks. I say to people out there, it's good to find people who gave you that great energy, that good energy. Pink kisses. What's going on with you? I appreciate you for coming through. Thank you. Much love to you. I missed a lot of you. Lonely Prepper Homestead. I'm saying Lonely State Prepper, but I missed all you folks, and I'm not officially back, but Grim Reaper brought me back onto the live stream, and here I am with that late night energy. I know you've missed me, and I've missed you. A lot has been going on. Updates. I've been working. I've been doing things, just trying to get stuff together, get ready for the new year. Try to figure out another approach to this whole YouTube and online thing. And folks can find me on Facebook. Yeah, I'm on Facebook on the same name, Mel Mel. I appreciate you five people for being in here in the chat with me. Right now, this is just to reminisce. This is just to give that late night energy, that vibe. I got my tea still. I still drink my tea at night. Maybe I should drink water and leave it at that, but I'm back and forth to the bathroom so many times. Mm, mm. That tea is hot. Some like it hot, you know. I know I do, at least warm. But hopefully things are going good with you folks out there. I don't know if people have done their holiday shopping and the things that, are entertaining and fun to them and whatnot, or, spending all that money going into debt. I figure you found a significant other was just redirected. Nah, even if I found another significant other, even if I found a significant other lonely, I would still be on YouTube. I would still connect with those people that are connected with me. I appreciate you folks because I know you support me, and I appreciate those folks who continue to support. Even though I'm not live every day like I used to be, or out there putting it out. So, I'm still around lonely. It's just that I had to take a step back. Who paid my ransom? Oh my God, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny, Drunken One. I saw a Drunken One that you did a video. I got to go check it out on your channel. I know the lot of you were doing videos and things like that. That's funny. Who paid my ransom? Um, I don't know. Grim Reaper paid my ransom. I'm here now. But I'm freed by the Grim Reaper. Missed you too, Pink Kisses. Um, but I'm still around. Like I said, I've uploaded videos, last month and the month before that, stuff like that. But it's nothing like a live stream. I guess, just interacting and talking with people. What I'm trying to do and make the attempt to do is actually get to a point where I can start inviting people onto the channel and having panels and doing all that stuff that I should have been doing. But you got to upgrade and buy the equipment because right now I'm on my cell phone. Yeah, it's nice to see you again as well, Drunken One. And I know you're doing your thing out there and you're just being who you are. And I appreciate you for being who you are. I know a lot has changed on YouTube. That's what me and Grim Reaper were talking about last night. So much has changed. There's people doing late night live streams and stuff like that, but not probably a lot of people that you recognize. And maybe not a lot of content that you're really into, but there's still some influential people out there doing it. Shout out to the Green Bay Wackies of the world, the Fireman CVs and stuff like that. Egyptian Gamer Geek, what's going on? I feel you. How are things? Things are not hectic. I'm working. I'm busy. I'm just doing what I do. But I came back for that late night energy. I'm just debating whether or not I should go live tomorrow or tomorrow night or whenever it may be. But I was inspired by, what I did. I was happy to see you watching part of my. Yeah, no, no, definitely, 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 just a gamer geek. Um, I try to support the community as much as I can. I try to come to you folks. I try to, give you positivity. I try to, just be there to tell jokes or maybe fake trolling on the low. Did I see the Avengers 4 trailer? Yes, I did. I saw the Avengers 4 trailer. I thought it was pretty cool. I definitely thought it was cool. Uh, what you do, you can't understand. Yeah, no, no, definitely, definitely, definitely. I need to drunken one. I need to. But it's just having the motivation, finding the right focus. I don't want to be on here just rambling, you know how I can get sometimes. Just us handbrakes, appreciate you. Victory Leo, appreciate that. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate all you folks, just that late night energy for you. Yeah, long time, no anything. I put out videos. I put out videos. It's just not the videos that you want. Yeah. We're in the end game now. Get your game geek. I'll wake up, screw your day with the middle of the night. Well, a lot of people do, I imagine. Hopefully, it's just not late to dinner. Thank you. I appreciate that. Nothing wrong with screaming Mel Mel's name in the middle of the night. You should try it sometimes. But if you got a significant other, you got to explain to them why you're screaming out another man's name. But hey, maybe record yourself. I don't know. You watch the videos. Thank you, Justice. I appreciate that. Nah, it's all good. Pink kisses. I always appreciate you for coming through. I mean, I didn't know who was gonna come through. I didn't expect too much, but I appreciate those folks for coming through that come through and just show love and whatnot. I'm gonna be live for a few more minutes. I'm just trying to give you some time. I don't know if folks got some things that they want to say, some stuff that they want to, express or whatever the case may be. Like I said, I am gonna have more capabilities moving forward, with the channel, with the live streams and stuff like that. And I'm sorry for those folks if I haven't given you, um, I guess better content on my live streams and stuff like that, or even with my videos and stuff like that. But better content is coming. Things are moving along slowly. You working and doing life and all those other things and whatnot. Just trying to figure out the way to present it to you and stuff like that. But last night going live with Grim Reaper on his channel kind of sparked something in me. Kind of let me know, okay, yeah, it's coming back to that time. Let me take a sip. Are you still involved in mentor programs? Yeah, I'm still involved in programs. Mm. I just had to take a step back because of work. Am I soaking my feet? No, I'm just soaking my mind right now on YouTube. I should be soaking my feet right now, but I got this pain management machine. Let me see this TENS machine. I got this TENS machine here that I use for pain management, and I have these pads that I put on me, and then turn on the TENS management machine, and it does what it needs to do. I'm gonna use this machine tonight. I don't suggest you use that machine unless you know what you're doing. For pain management, go to a chiropractor and stuff like that. Yeah, it looks like steam. This is tea. The steam is coming from the tea, so that's what it seems like. It's just I'm assuming I'm consuming or inhaling the vapor. I'm not in here smoking a fat one or nothing like that. I don't got nothing lit. It's not lit in the background. Blowing one down. Nah, but but it's all good. So it is steam. Mm. I still drink my teas. I got three different types of teas and stuff like that. You know how that goes. But enough about me. What has been going on with you folks? I mean, I'm interested to know how you folks have been doing. I mean, how are your families? How is your sanity? How is your YouTube channel going? How is just, how do you feel about the new year? Are you ready? Are you excited? I think 2018 was went by so quick. I mean, it's about to be Christmas in a short while and whatnot. Yeah, your YouTube is great. 1,500. There you go. Congratulations, Egyptian Gamer Geek. Keep doing what you do. Uh, what would you say to the dreamers and youngins who want to move to NY? Well, what I would say just us is um, they want to move to NY. Know why you're coming here. Understand that it's tough. It's tough living in New York City. I'm gonna watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse next week. Yeah, nah, that's cool. That's cool, Egyptian Gaming Geek. Let me know how that is. I might have to go check that out. Yeah, but just us. Well, what I would tell the young dreamers, the youngins that's moving out here, know what you want to come out here for. Have a plan. Have a backup plan just in case things don't work out. But also give yourself the best shot. Um, yeah, I'm guessing, Egyptian Gaming Geek. Is it better to live in Jersey and work out of NY? Um, it depends, because I have a coworker who lives in Jersey, and she works out of NY. If you're gonna do that, yes, it is. But it's your commute that you have to be ready for. Aquaman and Bumblebee are getting a movie. Yeah, yeah. Are getting good reviews by the critics. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Bumblebee looked like it was a good movie, and Aquaman, definitely has something, something to see, so we'll check that out. But yeah, just us. I know somebody who lives in Jersey. A couple of people actually I work with who live in Jersey, um, and they work in New York. That's usually how the way it works anyway. Like I said, if you're gonna live in another state and work in New York, that fares better than actually living in New York, working in New York, and stuff like that. But for those people that can do it, there's a lot of ups. Bumblebee is around 97%, and Aquaman is around 75%. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Egyptian Gamer Geek, hey, shout outs to Bumblebee and Aquaman for doing what they do. What would you tell your 18-year-old self? Well, what I would tell my 18-year-old self is what I did tell my 18-year-old self. I would travel. I would definitely travel. I would encourage the youngins, especially if you got no kids. I would tell Egyptian Gamer Geek, if you're 18, if you have means, or if you have a supportive family, people that are going to be there for you when you get back, I would say go travel the world, go see some things, go away to college if you can, even if you just took a year off just to see some things and experience life out there, and then come back and go to college to work, do certain things, or figure out where you want to be with life and whatnot. Try to get a hold, get a grip on who you want to be. So don't just follow what society tells you to do. I guess you would appreciate that, just us. Don't just go and you're 18 years old and do what everybody expects you to do. Go straight to college, get a job, or try to fit the mold of what society would have you do. Now, I'm not saying don't be responsible, but don't be afraid to take some risks, some calculated risks. As it pertains to your life, I would say follow your passions while you're young. You know, so, and for those people that are not so young, I would still say follow your passions, but now things are more geared around your responsibilities and stuff like that. But still don't give up on your life, your dreams, your hopes, things that once was something. Like George Eliot. It's a quote from George Eliot, which said, you can. It's not too late. It's not too late to be what you could have been. And a lot of people forget that. In some way, shape, form of fashion, it's possible for you to be what you could have been. It's just who do you want to be? And do you want to go after it if you feel like it's still possible? Hopefully that answers your questions, just us. I mean, like I said, I hopefully that did you justice. Mm, yeah, but there's a lot to explore out there, especially nowadays with all the opportunities that these young kids have. To be 18 again, knowing what I know, I can only imagine exactly being 18 now in this day and age, this generation with this internet, with the ease of getting around and stuff like that. Do you feel like we have time or time has us? It depends. It depends. I mean, I think we have as much time in the world as we need, you know. I mean, I think time has you when you have no purpose, when you have no reason for being, then you're just going through the motions. But, you should always have time. You should always, be in possession of your time. And I think sometimes we give our time away. We waste time with people, places, things, with thoughts, ideas that are not helping us, that are not fruitful to us, and what's the use in that? What's the fruit for, what's the futility in that? So it's just about learning to focus on the right things, having the right energy and whatnot, having yourself around the right people, being in a nurturing, caring environment, being in a supportive environment, and a place where you can be loved, a place where people won't judge you, but they'll be realistic with you. I always fight to have realistic people around me, people that are going to be honest with me, people that are going to challenge me, people that are still, are gonna love me and not afraid to, smack me upside my head and say, Mel, you're wilding, you need to get yourself together, you need to do this and do that and do that, and then vice versa. So that's what it is. Just in time prepping. Thank you for coming through. You do really miss my wisdom, and I miss your comments as well. I miss your wisdom as well, drunken one. I'm not going. I'm not going. I feel like sometimes slide right on the past, even when you're living right. Yeah, nah, you can slide. You can slide. I mean, it's like an old quote from Vince Lombardi, which said, "Usually you fail to score when you take your eyes off the goal. When you take your eyes off the prize, when you take your eyes off the focus, that's what happens." Sherry K, nice to see you as well. I appreciate all you folks for just coming in, checking me out and whatnot. I try to respect your time as well. So that's just what it is. That's why I'm not on every night, and I have other things too, that I'm doing and whatnot. But yeah, just us. You know, it's easy to slide back into negative ways and habits and stuff like that. But you know, it's written as it is written in the good book. They say, a just man fall down 7 times and get up eight. So I say that as a person, as being male, female, old, young, skinny, fat. If you fall down, the important part is to get up, more times than you fell down. So that's really what it's about. We all have distractions. We all have problems sometimes staying focused, or sometimes we're distressed, or sometimes you lose a loved one, or sometimes happens where you may have crazy stuff going on. Fresh out of rehab. Wow, it's crazy. Thank you, Just in Time Prepping. You're awesome as well too. I'm trying to do what I do. I mean, you can be in a great zone and wait for it to and want it to last forever, but time goes on regardless of how much you want it to stand still. Well, I say we go through, if you look at it as an economist would look at it, we go through cycles a lot of times. We go through processions and we go through recessions. So after every procession, progressive state, we have a regressive state. And it's about understanding how to manage those lows. You have peaks and valleys in life. So it's just being aware that these peaks and valleys are going to come. I don't care how high you are up. At some time, at some point you're going to go down. So the thing is, how do you manage, your downward spirals? Do you have yourself in a position where you don't have low lows? Because sometimes your lowest low, is somebody else's highest high. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy like that. It's about learning to manage it, learning to manage yourself, learning to understand your emotions, learning to be still in the same situations, that you may go through in different veins and whatnot, be it through work, be it through life, different relationships, be it spiritually, financially, stuff that people go through. I mean, I don't, I would say you'll be a fool to sit there and think that, your best moments are going to last forever, especially in this world. We live in a finite world, so, things are going to happen, we're going to go through stuff, we all have ups and downs, and how we handle things defines who we are. I agree with you, just in time prepping. So we don't have time, but we have control of the choices we make in certain phases throughout time. We do have time. We have time. You have no more time in the world than what you need, just us, I believe. I mean, we can waste time. We don't have time, I think, when we waste it. And even when we waste in time, we still have time that we've wasted. I think what it is the truth is that we can't get time back, and that's one of the things I say. Getting time back is an impossibility. I mean, unless you, by some circumstance, happenstance, miracle, have things the clock restarted, or things restopped, or a day lived over again and stuff like that. I think once the time is gone, we no longer have it. It's like this moment. This moment is fleeting. It's fading. So pardon is such sweet sorrow. But that's what it is. The moment is here and then it's gone like that. I think time waits for no man, as it said. So um, I think we have time, but it's just for a second. But time isn't guaranteed. Well, yes, it is. It depends. It depends on where you stand with it. I mean, if you come from a spiritual context, it's written in the good book. It says, seed time and harvest. These things will stand as long as the earth is, rotating. I'm paraphrasing it. So, we are given time to plant the seed and gather the harvest for the things that we want in this life. Time is guaranteed. It's a guaranteed thing. You can't escape time, in this world, in this life. If time exists in this life, I'm trying not to get deep. I'm getting deep on this live stream. If time exists, whether you accept it or believe it or not, and things have a beginning and an end, then, that is time. That is a period of time. When things have no beginning, when they have no middle, no end, then time, doesn't exist. It all catches up to you. Yes, it does. But tomorrow isn't guaranteed. So how is time? Time is guaranteed because of the space that we're in. Time is, I mean, tomorrow may not be guaranteed to the individual, but time is guaranteed as long as the earth is spinning, as long as the sphere is moving around. Once the sphere stops moving around, once the space is no more, once the movement stops, because a lot of times movement is measured in time, even like this conversation right now, it's moving, but it's measured in time. 21 minutes have elapsed. So time has moved on. Now the question is whether or not you count the time. You know, if you want to adhere to that time. You know, Brenda G. Oh my God, Brenda G. With free advice. Brenda G. They got me here getting deep on this live stream talking about time. I didn't expect to get this deep, this live, this late, but it's that late night energy. And just us, yes, time waits for no man or woman to be specific. Time waits for no one, but time is there to have a beginning and end of things, to move things along. Without time, I believe that we would waste, you know, we would waste our choices and resources even more than we are. I mean, because it has been said it is in mankind's nature to abuse its resources. I think if there was no time limit on us abusing our resources, or each other, or whatever the case may be, things would be infinite. You need a time frame on punishment. Time for more snow. No, it's not time for more snow. Actually, it's supposed to rain here in New York in a couple of days. Blame it on the rain. Yeah, yeah. Blame it on the rain. Anyway, if time does not wait, then how do you have it? I think we procrastinate because we think we have time. It's an illusion. No. Um, I think we procrastinate because we create the illusion that we have more time than we actually have. Because people don't realize scientifically it has been proven that days have been shorter. There's 23-hour days. There's 20. There's 24-hour days. There's even been 25-hour days recorded. Not Millie and Vanilli. Yeah, yeah, Millie Vanilli. Blame it on the rain. Anyway, yeah. That's funny though. I'm not about to go into a Millie Vanilli rendition, but yes, yeah, you probably didn't expect that tonight. But yeah, shout out to Millie Vanilli. Rest in peace. I think one of them killed themselves. But that's another story. Yeah, as far as time goes, I agree with you on one thing. There's a certain part of it that is an illusion. The illusion of time, or at least our perception of time, is that we have it in abundance, and we don't. You only have the time that you have, and the time that you have is like and I studied economics when I was in school. Breathe, let go, and remind yourself that this very moment is the only one you know you have for sure. Exactly, Brenda G. I agree with that. But it goes back to economics, macroeconomics 101. When I, for the little time that I did spend in college, and for the one thing that I did get, the opportunity course. In order to do one thing, you have to give up another. Like, I'll give you an example. I wanted to watch the news, at this moment, and I'm still going to watch the news. But to watch as much as I wanted to watch on television and do some of the things that I wanted to do, I had to make a decision whether or not I was going to go live, or I was going to watch the news and say, all right, you know what, they didn't really want to check for me on YouTube. Live in the now, yes. But opportunity course is one of those things where it shows you the value of your choices in time. And this is macroeconomics 101. You have to give up one thing to do another. The illusion that we create, or the perception we create in time, is that we have an abundance of time, meaning I can do X, Y through Z, and I don't have, any limitations on my time. No, I have to make a choice. If I have A, B, and C, I may be able to do A, but C may not get done, or I can do C, but I can do half of B, and then, you get to a point where you may be able to do A, B, and C. But the question is, what do you have to give up in order to get to A, B, and C in a particular, frame of time? So it may be something in the future that you can't do later. Time is free, but it's priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. Once you've lost it, you can never get it back. I agree with you, Brenda G. Those are wise words. Wise words. I mean, once you have the time, in your possession. I think what it is, just us, which we fail to realize is that, when it comes to time, it's given to us because there needs to be limitations on certain things that we do. We need to move on. Sometimes, you have a situation where you need to move on. I was born on borrowed time, so that means you was born in a leap year. There you go. Hmm. We've had this conversation before. I remember that. You know, I mean, as it pertains to time, the oh, Mr. Mach 1, I appreciate you for coming through. It's been a while. It's been a while. Just that late night energy. We're actually speaking about time. And speaking of time, Mr. Mach 1 happens to pop in. So Mr. Mach 1, the questions that was rolling around is, um, can you ever possess time? Do you really have time, Mr. Mach 1? And that's one of the things that we were talking about. And there was some different theories that were being thrown around about that. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time. I agree. I agree. They say patience is a virtue. So we don't have time because we don't have control. We don't control it, and that's why I believe. Well, plus you can't physically hold time. Time stops for no one. I agree. Here comes trouble. Well, here's the thing. We have time because you're in the space to accomplish things. I mean, I think what hurts us, just us, is when we're not aware of the time that we in. I think that's what happens with a lot of people. People are not aware of how much time they have. It's just like with me. I can sit up here on this live stream with you for 4 or 5 hours, but the reality is, I have to take time away from doing something else. But who says? Well, the opportunity, the universe. The universe says what you have time for, or what you really don't have time for. Yeah, sleep. Exactly, Mr. Mach 1. Like, there's things that I can do right now and get accomplished. I can probably, try to work on the cure for cancer. I could, repaint my room. I could dance around the James Brown sex machine. I could, make a souffle and do all kind of stuff right now. But the question is, what about sleep? And then what about work? It's opportunity cost when it pertains to time. It's just about our choices. I think the illusion is that we have a bunch of time to go through multiple choices. It's like if you have a multiple choice question, the multiple choice question only has one answer. There's one answer to the multiple choice question. But you say, okay, you know what? Before I answer this question, I want to explore all the answers. I want to take my time to just see what A, B, and C, are about, instead of going to D. D may be the answer. D may be the answer. You go cut to the quick. But no, I want to know why A isn't the answer. The only guarantee is there is no guarantee. Well, no guarantee of what? But will you have time beyond stay on the scene? There you go. Funny, 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 like a sex machine. Get on up. The way you spend your time on a daily basis highlights your priorities. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, Brenda G. And I think the real question is, do we have an infinite amount of choices? Do we have the time to go through all of our choices? I think that's the real question, and the answer to that is no. I think you have time to work on the things that are most important to you, or things that are not most important to you. You have time, and the time is giving you the ability to make certain choices. Because if you give somebody an infinite amount of time, and you say there's no time stamp, there's no beginning, there's no end, people will endlessly go through the choices. You'll jump back from A to B, and you say, you know what, let me see what's going on with Z and X and Y, and let me see what's, F and G, so basically make the most of each moment because nothing is guaranteed. Um, I'm not going to say that. Universally, things are guaranteed. It's guaranteed that, once react, you make a motion that is an opposite and opposing reaction. We live in a world of opposites. there are guarantees on things. There are universal truths. We must use time wisely, forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. Nelson Mandela. Yeah. Um, you're asking me how, okay, how what? Now that I want to know, okay, how you have to be more specific. You're saying how, how about the guarantees? I mean, the guarantees is that you're gonna have a reaction. You're gonna be guaranteed a result. Now, the type of result that you get may not be guaranteed, based on your perception of how how it exists. Certain things will be guaranteed. Like if you drink poison, 9 times out of 10 is not 9 times out of 10. It is guaranteed that it's going to do some damage to your body. It may kill you, it may not kill you. If you stare into the light, you can go blind. If you spend all your money, you're gonna go broke. I mean, it's all kind of stuff. Tool change. Okay, no problem, no problem. Be right back. Mm. It's interesting. It's interesting to go through. I didn't expect beautiful quote, but he has no more time, so therefore time had him. No disrespect intended. I mean, I hear what you're saying. Saying time had him. Time can be taken away from you when you're in prison. I mean, you remember Nelson Mandela was in prison. I mean, he was captive. But even still, within your soul, within your mind, what do you do with the thoughts in your head? What do you do in the space that you're in? I think time is there to let us know that there's limitations on our choices. There's limitations on what we should and shouldn't be doing. And I think people fail to realize that, and they miss that a lot of times. It's time is there to let us know, hey, look, you got some things that you need to accomplish. You got some things that you need to do, and that's that. But where you gonna go with that? Where you gonna go with that? It just, oh man. Therefore, live with a purpose. That's more of the vibe there, is to live with a purpose. But if you have a purpose, and that's where we're gonna go into the guarantee of this. If you live for a purpose, it is a guarantee that at some point, on some level, you will be able to accomplish or go for that one thing that's your purpose, your defined purpose, your passion, your reason for being here. And a lot of times people don't find their purpose and reason for being on this earth. So they waste so much time doing things that are not in them. Maybe somebody told you were supposed to be a doctor, and you really had a passion for law. Or somebody told you were supposed to be a lawyer, and you really had a passion for psychiatry, or philosophy, or maybe you wanted to be a veterinarian, whatever the case may be. Is I think we're given time to find what our passions are, to learn what we're supposed to be, and then the chance to accomplish these things. You're given time to figure out who you are. Like I put a quote on Facebook the other day from an R&B singer. It's like she said, I'm constantly finding myself. And a lot of times you constantly rediscovering yourself. We die daily, as is written in the old text. You're constantly modestly self-effacing it in your wisdom, or in your experiences. Hopefully, and that's really all I can go with that right now. At 1 something a.m. in the morning, or 2 a.m., whatever time it is. Let me see what time it is. I'm sitting here at 1 a.m. still, in the morning and whatnot. This is an interesting conversation. I didn't expect it to go there, but yeah, yeah. We only have so much time, but I say, in the world, you have all the time in the world to do what it is that you're supposed to do. The question is this, I pose back to you. How are you spending that time, and are you doing what you're supposed to be doing in that time? Because if you're not, then you're wasting time. I mean, that's what I say. I say, all this time that we're in, the space that we're in, the people that we're around, the choices that we make, is it conducive to your time? Is it productive? Is it something that's putting you in a space where you can actually be fruitful? And a lot of times people miss that. Like, what are you doing with your time? Are you being fruitful? And for a lot of us, the answer is no. you know I mean, maybe we may not want to see it that way. Sometimes we blame everybody else. It's like one of my favorite quotes from Shakespeare is, I don't know if it's from The Merchants of Venice, but he says the fault lies not in our stars but in ourselves. A lot of times we don't see the fault in ourselves and the things that we're not doing. You have to make time for yourself. Yes, you do have to make time for yourself as well. And that's one of the things people fail to realize too. It's like it's written in a good book. There's a time for war, there's a time for peace, there's a time to rest, there's a time to speak, there's a time to refrain from speaking. I think if anything, time in time we need to realize, you know, the significance of the time that we're in. I've made time to work out to lose 30 pounds. There you go. And guess what? That time was allotted for you to make that. I think I don't know if we I don't know if we make time because time is forever moving. I think we make choices. We make choices in the time to do something that we need to do that we probably should be doing. I think we make choices because time is moving on either way. I think we say we make time, but that's probably the illusion of itself. Is that we're making the time. The time is made itself, or the time is made, before we've entered the earth. The earth was spinning. Things were in rotation. I think we make choices. Our choices are what we really make in time. We make choices in time, you know, which therefore have a result, which therefore put us in a certain place where we achieve certain things like that, which is that result, that desired result or undesired result. If that makes any sense. So it is the choices, I think, that are most important in time than the actual time itself. Because what does it matter if you have 24 hours if you're not doing what you're supposed to do? Good day to you. Merry Christmas to you, big guys. I'm grateful to see you here. I'm grateful that you took the time out to check out Mel Mel. Shout out, salutations from Brooklyn. A lot of my thought process is literal right now. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being literal, but also too understanding things from a figurative, a metaphysical way is important too. I try to take myself outside of the situation and look at it from different points of view, even your point of view, just us, to understanding how you may feel like, we don't create time and stuff like that. So it's definitely interesting. I mean, it's an interesting conversation, but unfortunately, I do have to make time or make other choices in my time for what I will do. I don't have a thought process. If I do, my brain hurts. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Thought processes are something else. Hopefully you don't think too much. You don't want to make yourself mad. Like I said, because that's a real thing, big guys. A brain can hurt. Yeah, guys is here. Why would guys be here? Shout out to big guys. You make a choice as to whether to be respected by others or to allow them to disrespect you, and that will determine how you will be treated in the future time. Oh man, you're a clone. Well, hello to the clone of big guys. Yes, it is. I get really sleepy. Well, listen, just us. You did extend the conversation, and I do appreciate you for extending the conversation because I didn't plan on being on this long, but those are my famous last words, right? Famous last words. I didn't plan on being on this long. Yeah, that's what she said. But anyway, but yeah, nah, it's interesting because and I guess before I leave you, just us. I remember a conversation I was having in the church with an art teacher actually about time. How time is subjective. Subjective to and subjective to our choices and whatnot. And what we did, we had this big discussion about time, and he said something that I never forget. We all pulled out our watches and we were saying how yeah, we're in this moment and we have time, but look at it. And on our watches, when we all pulled out our watches and cell phones, we all had different times, but we were in the same hour, and it was kind of crazy, I mean, so it's something like that. Life is difficult, but if you don't see the fun side, you'll be on the grassy knoll somewhere. Yeah, yeah, being on the grassy knoll always have you at war. Time to me is an illusion. I don't believe that time is an illusion because things have a beginning and end. Band Runners Squad. Thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to Band Run the Squad, Eric and Shauna. Thank you. Appreciate you. Much love to you folks out there. All the success to you and your channel. Everybody here, I appreciate your support and whatnot. For you just coming by and stopping by and showing me love, taking the time to show me love. And this has been a interesting discussion. Enjoy whatever life throws the dice. Yeah, yeah, you can. We do have a lot of choices to make, but with that being said, I do have to take the time out to do some other things, and I do appreciate this conversation. I love all you beautiful people, really, seriously, truly, and I thank you. And this will not be the last time you see me, but I'll see you in the future later. All the best to you. And for dramatic effect, I'll cut out the light for you. Yeah, time is subjective. Peace to all. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way.